And welcome back to the Dark Cosmic Universe. My name is Avian Savage. I just want to first say thank you so much for adding to the subscriptions, getting all those subscribers. I picked up like 2 or 3 new subscribers. We were getting close to that 150 mark. Thank you. I'm not going to re-record my video again like I just did a few minutes ago. But thank you so much for tuning in. Greatly appreciate it. If you're new to my channel, I do toy reviews. I go out and I find stuff at thrift stores. I find some, some stuff that's current on the shelves that I'm really into. And then just sometimes I, talk about what's going on with the current status of figures that are out there. And if I get like a mail call, which is today a mail call, again, I don't know which one to do first because, but I decided to keep this like an 80s kind of vibe theme. And if you were a kid from the 80s, you probably recognize these guys. We have the Power Lords, and we have Atom Power in the back. Now, these were made by a company called the Four Horsemen, and these are GLiOS compatible, which means they have parts and pieces. Seashell, where are you going? Come here. I want you to say hello. People are looking for you. Come here. Seashell, come on. I'm not going to re-record this again. Come on. He was part of the 80s, and they had a huge revolution when it came to like sci-fi toys. And Captain Power, the Power Lords, and Atom Power. Let's get him back here. This was made by the Four Horsemen. These are GLiOS. So if you remember, I did a video on GLiOS figures, and when I saw these, I'm like, oh my gosh, I have to have them. Especially being a fan. Now it looks like it's kind of yellow here, but his suit is actually accurate to the to his real suit. Again, I don't know if it's my lighting or if it's the camera. Seashell, are you coming back? She's not. I thought we'd have her make an appearance. But the cool thing about GLiOS products is that they are compatible with other ones. And when I wound up seeing these on eBay, I was like, oh my gosh, they actually made Atom Power from the Power Lords. And I was like, oh, I remember him as a kid. Now, again, when I had him, he was able to, you could see him on one side, and you'd flip it over, and you would have this on the opposite side. So it was like a 2-in-1 figure. And here is the Power Lord himself, transformed. Now, these are about 3 3/4 inch. We're going to go take a look at that really quick. But these are some of the characters, not all of them. And again, let's take the ruler up here. So yeah, this one's scaling a little bit like over 4, almost like 4.5 inches. Let me just bring it forward here, get him closer to this, see what happens. Yeah, he's more like 4 inches. Really cool, well detailed. And again, when the Four Horsemen did these figures, I was like, wow, I have to have this. And they knocked it out of the park, and they made it in 4-inch scale. Now, if I remember correctly, the original ones from Revell were approximately like 5 inches or 5 or 6 inches. They didn't have as much as articulation. And like with GLiOS stuff, they are compatible. So you can pop a head off, which I'm not doing because I think these figures are so cool and they're so expensive. Now they are. And again, it's one of those had to have. Now there was one that was like a Nova Blast, one of these. I do not have them. I don't know which one this is. But when I saw this version, I'm like, it's just a repaint, but it's a well done repaint. The cool thing about the figures, again, they have a lot of articulation, as you can tell, in their arms. Now, I'm not going to do it because GLiOS figures tend to either you get the GLiOS thumb where you try to pop something in and they're just not going in because of that. You have to heat it up. Or, with the joints and stuff, you have to take like a hair dryer or, get lightly. You kind of give it so the joints can move and they can do a little bending. The more you pull these things, the more unfortunately you move them, the more they can sustain some serious damage. I bought these figures again because I remember Atom Power and the Power Lord, himself, and I was like, nah, I said I gotta get these. These are some of the soldiers that they have, and again, really well detailed. And the cool thing about with GLiOS products is that now these ones have a little extra articulation, so their shoulders do go up a bit. So when it comes to the articulation Counting point, I do not know how many of these have, but they're wicked cool. Unfortunately, these are wicked expensive. And they, again, I think like Adam Power and Power Lord himself over here, probably over $150, maybe $200. It's getting ridiculous because they don't make them anymore. And again, you have people who remember this stuff. It was more nostalgia. And again, like me back in the 80s, I'm like, yes, these are cool. Now, they did not have these like, I don't know if these are like Centurions or if, you know, they're just the guards. I can't remember the name because I don't have the backing here, but they made these in all different colors. And I think I almost have all of them. But I kind of stopped collecting them because they kind of got a little pricey. But again, you know, the heads pop off. So like, and they do have a bit of a, you know, swivel on there so they can stand up. I understand their heads can go up. But really, really cool. Again, whoever did this, you know, you guys were pretty awesome when you did it. I'm going to just give you some basic accessories that came with it. Sorry, I'm like a loss of words here. So most of the figures had, again, I put them in all these little baggies so I don't lose them. They would have a helmet, such as that. And again, if you notice, and this is orange, but I'm looking at it, it's almost looking yellow. But this is orange. And again, if you want to take a look inside, you can pop the head off, put this alternative head on, and give them a different look. I just like the way they are now, so I'm not going to move them. Each of the characters would get a gun, and I remember Adam Power, again, Power, yeah, Power Lord, yeah. He had something similar to this. And again, the Four Horsemen knocked it out of the park to almost make an amazing, you know, replica of it. And I think they all came with these staffs, which I do not remember them as a kid, but I remember the originals having the weapon, the rifle or the blaster, and it's the rifle. And again, they go in, and I'm going to be very gentle because I really like these figures, and I do not want to ruin them. And, you know, again, for me, it's nostalgia. It's something that I remember, and I'm going to be doing this very carefully. But again, these are really well-detailed figures, and he just fell down. Great. But of course, at least I'm giving you guys a bit of laughter here because you know what I'm talking about. And I'm trying to gently put the gun in the hand, or the rifle, you want to call it. They do fit. I'm not going to wedge it in too much. Again, like I said, don't want to break any of the joints. Don't want to chance it with these figures because, again, these are going to be great collector's pieces. I can show off to everyone. They're like, I remember that as a kid. I used to have that. Wow, how much do they cost? I'm going to go buy some now. Well, you can, but again, they're pricey. And I know that there's another version of him, translucent, which I have not found. Again, I'm probably going to look at the $200 range, and I am not going to do in the $200 range because the budget cannot afford that. Not yet. All right, but anyway, so we got a package that came in, and this is the whole reason why. Now, again, it's got some 80s vibes to it, if you remember. So I'm going to go this way, and just got this. This is from Onell, so another Glyos person who produces these figures. These are really cool. If you've never checked out Glyos figures, or if you've never even, like, you know, gotten into this this collection, or, you know, this type of stuff, you're in for a surprise. All right, so here we go. Here's the big reveal. This is what I'm waiting for. I was waiting for the 1.5 version of this character, but this one came today, so we'll just do the review today because I know everyone's going to be putting theirs up. And here he is. I'm trying to look. You're like, what is this? Oh, there's even an extra in here. That's pretty cool. This is from the Mangalore series, and you know, I'm going to go look into the package because it'll probably tell me which one it is. Now I'm looking for the original. Oh man, this is so cool. I'll show it in a minute. Let me take a look. It says here Mangalore. It's the Pateragore, so it's the Pateragore. I'm waiting for the original Mangalore. Now the guy Onell or whoever was there wound up writing, thanks Alan. Yes, that's my first name if you haven't guessed. A lot of people have already figured out what I am. And if you check me on Facebook, you know what my real name is. But I like going by Avian because that's the way it should be. So thank you to Onell Design for sending it out. And even the little things that they do, the whole thanks thing, you know, pretty cool. So when I originally, and again, this is like version 2. Oh no, this is the first original of this one. But I wanted the original Mangalore and I missed out in the drop. And that's what happens. They put them online, and again, it's first come, first serve if you, purchase whatever, from these things. And they're usually limited productions. Luckily that the guy who wound up making these figures for the Glyos thing, he decided that he would make another version of this. Now, this is not the Mangalore himself, but again, these are the little pivots or the different extra joints that the characters have. But when Mangalore does arrive, because I got the version 1.0? I'm sorry, 1.5. So the second version of him. But this guy is so cool. Oh my gosh. And again, I'm not sure if you're familiar with Mangalores or Mangalore. And it was by, I think it was that Revell? I think it was Revell. Again, it might be wrong. But yeah, I remember this as a kid. And I remember Mangalore himself. And the cool thing about it is you could take their arms off. They were made of like some kind of like rubbery material. And the gimmick was you could put back the arm, or you could take the leg off and you could put the leg back on. Unfortunately, with that particular material, you don't have the ability. Fast forward almost like 35, almost 40 years later, they have this new technology, and someone figured out to put these little, the sockets, and you're able to pop them off. I'm not going to pop them off because I'm not going to break it. But my Mangalore, which should be coming, I think this week, I'm not sure. I spoke with the place. If you're on Instagram, the guy's name is Toy Infinity, and he was the one that was able to secure the license. And when I do get my original Mangalore, or version 1.5, he's going to look very similar to this, except this one is tan in color on the top. He's got a green face. He's going to be a great addition to my Mangalores when I start getting them. Again, I've got 2 more on the way. I did a pre-order. They did a drop for like 3 days because the people were like, hey, I want the original one with the original colors. So hopefully sometime this week, so I'll have another video coming up. Now, he stands a little bit taller, so, which he should, because he's going to knock down the Power Lord. Well, there you go. There's 1980s in your face. Who's on top? So here he is. I don't know. Came with an extra arm. And if you know anything about the Mangalores, that was the big thing, that this like egg, and then there's this thing coming out of the egg. I mean, talk about attention to detail. I know this was a shared exclusive with O'Neill and then also with Toy Infinity. But they knocked it out of the park yet again. And again, I've been waiting for this figure. I'm waiting for the, my version of the Mangalore. And let's check him out, how tall he is approximately. So he is almost like 5.5 inches. Pretty cool. Oh my gosh. And the cool thing about, like I said, with Glyos, if you do not know, again, they're like compatible with other things. So if I wanted to pop off like the forearm, if I want to take the arm off, or I want to take the head off, I could do that. But look at the detail in this. When I saw the original one and I missed out on it, I was crying like a baby because I'm like, I want that. And like I said, I remember Mangalore and the Mangalores, and the Mangalores. And there was like a prehistoric, there was a pterodactyl, I think a rhinoceros. And again, this is off from the top of my head. And it was cool. Like this was like a line that the artwork was beautiful. The figures, they weren't really figures. They were kind of like this rubbery thing. Now, had they had this technology back in the 80s, I think Mangalores, they would be, 40 years ahead. But again, sometimes like, the things you like as a kid, you kind of have to wait a few years for people to get the license again. And again, I would pop the head off, but I'm not going to. But if you look on the back, it looks like it's a different head. Or, look on the back, it's got like eyes there. So you can flip this around, which I will do, but maybe not. I don't think because of the chest plate. The plate up here is preventing that possibly. Again, this is my first dealing with this. This is sweet. Oh my gosh. I'm so happy that I was able to get on this drop. Again, we're going to be waiting for, I've got 2 more figures that are going to be joining this character. And I look really quick. What is it? It is the Terragor. So he's going to go with the Mangalores. He's going to go with the Mangalore when he comes. And when I do that, I will definitely be unboxing this. I knew this was coming. I waited for it. And I was like a kid in a candy store. I could not wait to have my Mangalore with me. So anyway, so this is it. This is just a little bit of 80s nostalgia here for all you 80s kids. And the cool thing is, you got this little free little toy in here. It's also a Glyos, and I cannot remember the name it's called. I will, you know, like I said, I've got a whole bunch of these, and I'm so happy that, like, it was nice to, you know, they put a little, you know, thank you very much in there, which is really cool. And sometimes, like, the people from Glyos will do that, you know, because they have that power to do that. And here it is. So check it out. So we have, so from the Four Horsemen, this is their version when they went into Glyos. The guards, I can't remember the names. Over here, we have, what I remember, definitely the Power Lords. We have Atom Power. We have, now that version of Atom Power did not exist when I was a kid, but he does now. And then I know there's like one more, it's called like the Nova Effect or something like that. And they are very, very pricey. But again, these are really cool looking figures. They've got great articulation. They actually will mesh with other figures that are part of the Glyos system with that whole peg and socket universal thing. But these are really cool figures. So yes, if you're looking to something different for your collection, go on eBay. Just do a Google search, Glyos, Glyos, and you'll definitely see it. But yes, Mangalores are back, and they're looking so much better than they did in the original. And again, whoever did the sculpting for this, kudos. I am so excited, very happy. I'm glad I could show off some of my collection, and he definitely fits in so well with that 80s theme and 80s vibe. So if you were, again, if you were a student, if you were a kid from the 80s or 90s, again, it is time to eat good with nostalgia, because there are a lot of artists out there that do remember you guys, what you did back in the 80s and how they really, you know, they affected you as a kid and how special it was. So if you want a little 80s vibe, a little 80s nostalgia, definitely check out some of the Glyos stuff. And then you'll notice that some of the Glyos stuff actually has a lot of homage colors to some of the characters. But you got to look, and again, these artists are really, they're very, very cool when they do it. And you're like, oh my gosh, I know what that was for. That was for the Fisher-Price, or this is for this. But anyway, so this is my review, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. And again, thanks again for liking and subscribing and being a part of the Dark Cosmic Universe. I hope you're really enjoying the content that I'm putting out. I'm having fun. And again, when I do find something really cool, I will post a video. I'm not going to just, you know, put content up there just to put content. But yes, which was your favorite figure? To be honest with this one, I'm totally stuck, because when my Mangalore, the original one, comes in, that'll probably be my favorite. But to have these other characters to go with it, that is so cool. I mean, look, and these things have some serious weight to them. So if you are not buying toys and you're not finding stuff like this, they're out there. Just look on the internet. And I said, thank goodness they have, you know, you don't have to go to like Walmart or Target to find some of the stuff. Anyway, please check out my Instagram. Please check out my eBay store, which I'm selling retro and vintage t-shirts that definitely support this channel, because the money goes back into it. I get to buy really cool stuff to show you guys and then give you a review. Honest review, yes, if you can find any of these characters. And again, I picked this up for, I think it was like 30 with shipping, or maybe 30 plus shipping, and I can't remember the exact. I could look in the slip. But, you know, was it worth it? Absolutely. I'm so glad that I got in on this drop, and I was able to get it before it got sold out. I'm waiting for my original Mangalore coming in, and I know he's coming, and he's got another character that's going to be with it. So that was a pre-shipment order, or a pre-order, and I got in on that. So we're just waiting for that to come. Hopefully it'll be this week. My name is Avian Savage, and again, if you guys are looking into toys, if this is the first time on here, please subscribe. It's totally free. Helps grow the channel. We get to be a community here. If you're looking, I've got like 90 some odd videos. If you want to do binge watching one weekend or during the day, and you want to see what my collection is about, it's going to keep growing. These videos are going to keep coming up because that's what I like to do, and I'm having way too much fun doing it. So thank you so much. Again, check out my Instagram, check out the eBay store, check out the Dark Cosmic Universe on Facebook, and then check out my videos here. I so appreciate it. Tell your friends, show these videos off. You're going, hey, check us out. Look at these cool figures this guy has. And yes, I'm going to say they are cool because in my mind they're cool. Maybe they're not cool to you, but maybe someone else thinks these are really rad. Anyway, so my name is Avian Savage. This is the Dark Cosmic Universe. Thank you guys for checking out the video and being a part of everything. And please let me know what your favorite character was. He's coming after you. So if you don't subscribe, little claw is gonna come find you somewhere on the YouTube sphere. I'll see you guys soon. And again, check the bell notification on there. Click it, and then when these videos pop up, you'll be one of the first ones to go, hey, let's go check it out. Thanks again for watching the videos. Thank you guys for sharing the videos. My name is Avian Savage. This is the Dark Cosmic Universe. These figures are cosmically insane, at least my point of view. We'll see you guys soon, sometime here on the YouTubosphere.